And we are back on the zoo with the star of Sharknado 5. Oh my goodness, how many are they gonna do? Tara Reid, welcome, darling.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we gotta take a seat. So at the count of 3, everybody, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3.
Wow! Okay, so Sharknado, what an unexpected hit this thing has become. What did you think when you first found out about it and they're like, hey, you know, we want you to be in this movie. It's about sharks that turn into a tornado. What was like going through that?
I mean, I read it and originally it was called Dark Skies, so I thought like, okay, well, at least on your IMDb it won't sound that bad, Dark Skies, you know? And like, I'm like, it will come and go, some sci-fi. No one's ever gonna see this movie.
Right.
Then like 5 days into the movie, they changed the title and they call it Sharknado. And I'm like, no, you can't call it that. Like, there's no way. There's like absolutely no way, you know? And then all of a sudden it comes out and I was in Mexico on vacation.
Wow.
And I get a phone call like, can you believe what's happening? It's happening everywhere. And I'm thinking, what happened? Like earthquake in LA, like what can they be talking about? And they're like, it's Sharknado. I'm like, Sharknado? We did no press for it. I didn't even know it was coming out that weekend. Like,
what?
Nothing. And I'm like, what about Sharknado? They're like, it's like getting 1 million tweets per minute. And I'm like, are you why? Like how, you know? And they're like, it's going crazy, it's, you know, viral. And I'm thinking, I'm getting punked. Like this is
Where's
like,
Ashton?
Yeah, I'm like, this is crazy. And then when I get on the plane to go home, the stewardess came up to me and goes, oh my God, I love your movie. I'm thinking, it has to be, you know, American Pie.
Right.
Like, thanks. He's like, no, Sharknado. And I'm like, are you, like, it just kept building and building, and then it just became into this like cult phenomenon.
Wow.
And now that we're doing, like, we just did 5 in like 5 different countries. And you
That's
think,
amazing.
My God.
oh my God, like this movie has just gotten, it's global.
Where
It's
did you go film
global.
this version of it?
We started in Bulgaria, then we went to London, and then from London we went to Rome.
Whoa, nice
Rome
places.
we went to, where did we go to?
What are the sort of-
Tokyo. I mean, there's LA, Australia. I mean, it's insane.
That sounds like your old E series, remember? Where you
It
used to
was
go far
like,
north.
yeah, it was like that.
No, we have
Except
actually
this one's even crazier because
Yeah.
there's fake sharks,
There
you know?
is.
I mean, they,
We actually got a clip of the trailer, so let's check this out. Okay, so we didn't see you in it, but we saw the sharks, so we got the point. So that's pretty crazy. Now here, let me take it back to the old school because I'm the fanboy here for you. Okay, I actually interviewed you. I used to write for Ocean Drive magazine in Miami, and you used to hang out in Miami.
yeah, all
remember?
the time. I think that was the very first cover I ever did. I was like, I don't even know, maybe 18, 16,
Yeah,
something really.
it was fun days,
Yeah,
good days.
those are the days in Miami.
So, and Sharknado's probably getting you a lot of new fans, and that's probably happening. You're like, oh, American Pie, because you're thinking, you know, that's what so many people knew you before, but some of these new fans, you know, the younger people, they're seeing you on Sharknado, but I do remember you on American Pie. One of the funniest movies I've ever seen, especially the first one, but the second and third as well. There was a third, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I didn't make a mistake. Tell us about those days, and you know, you were so young, and so much must have been going on, and was it overwhelming, and are you wiser today because of what you dealt with back then with Hollywood and everything?
I think it's much harder now. I mean, back then, we got away with murder. You remember Miami, we could do whatever we wanted. But there was no paparazzi, there was no social media. So, I mean, even if you got in trouble, it might just be in this room. Do you know what I mean? Not like, around, you do one thing, like every country, everywhere in the world, and everybody knows about it within 2 seconds. You know, like there's nothing.
They tweet it, and then that's it, you're done.
It's over, it's done, you know? Like, Instagram, I mean, there was no such thing. So I think we had a lot more freedom.
Wow.
You know, and we got to enjoy life a lot more publicly.
Right.
Now, you know, we have to keep everything privately, and you can't do as much, definitely.
Well, it
And
depends on how
anybody
much you
can
want to
have
put
a
out there.
phone.
Yeah, the camera phones kills you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I know people love it, but it's a disaster.
I know.
Do
Even
you
with the
like
razors.
it? Are you very big on
I
social
mean,
media?
I do sometimes, but not really. I'm not huge on it. I'm not like very, very active. Like I'll be kind of active when I have to be you know, for a movie when they make you come out and do things. But I don't know. A lot of personal things, you know.
You keep it personal.
Yeah,
Well, you
or
look
I
very-
do something someone's gonna find wrong with it. Anything I do, they're gonna find it in a different way, and it's like, why put yourself out there when you know, like, there's always like kind of that cyberbullying that's kind of going on.
weird
It's like,
energy.
don't even want to get into
Well,
it.
you lived a very public life from a very young age. So now, are you trying to carve out more privacy? Is that a big part of your life?
yeah,
now?
I mean, I definitely am more private now than I ever was then, but I'm also much calmer. I mean, back then, you know, it was 20 years ago. Like,
You were the funnest woman in the entire planet for a few years,
I
let's be honest.
was a legend.
Coolest.
I was like a legend.
You
but
were a legend.
This Tara, I can't hang out with that old Tara.
Wow.
That's for sure. She will kick my ass.
Do you regret it though, or did you
No.
like really live it to the
I had
fullest?
the best time
No
of my
regrets.
life. I mean, like people always say, like, do you regret it? Are you sorry for what you did? I'm like, what was I sorry for? For having a good time? For like dancing on a table? For like popping champagne? Like, who cares? It's great.
Right.
You
You
were
know,
also
you can't
part
be
of that
sorry
time
for that.
Drink
when,
up.
when Miami was popping off in the early 2000s. I was there, Las Vegas as well, and you were part of that time where club promoters realized, hey, let's book a celebrity to be our guest of honor. You either get paid or you get the table and all that stuff. Do you remember that time? And you were always the guest of honor
We were
at
like,
different parties.
we were at every club, you know, we were, you know, getting bottles, we were with everyone. It was so much fun. You're like, I would come here anyway, so this is great, you know?
You're gonna pay for it?
Like,
Amazing.
Like, are you joking? You're
Yeah.
paying my hotel room, like, too? Like, yeah, we'll go to Miami. Yeah, you wanna go?
I like
You know?
that.
So it was like, for us, it was fun. Now it'd be like, when something like that comes out, it's like, oh, they're doing something wrong, or they're off the rocks, or they just put such bad spins to,
Yeah.
you know, which one of the sad things I find out is that they make people having fun a bad thing in America.
right.
And that's really what's sad. And that's why so many people, you know, in the summertime, they go to Ibiza or, you know, Saint Tropez, or they go to all these European places a lot, you know, on vacation, because people like to have fun, and there should be nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Here, they make having fun like you're doing a crime. And I think that's sad that you're making having fun and happiness a bad thing.
Well, you know what? We like having fun here in the zoo, which is
Yes.
why we're happy to have you.
Yes.
We're gonna go to commercial, but we're gonna come back with more with Tara Reid.
And we are back on the zoo with the lovely Tara Reid. So, darling, at this point, you know, we were just talking about the partying days, your films. Do you think that Sharknado is a bigger part of your career now than American Pie?
Well, one of the things I love about Sharknado, speaking about all of that, is people throw Sharknado parties. Like,
What?
Sharknado has not just become, it's like a cult movie and they love it.
It's a
'Cause it's so
lifestyle.
bad it's good and it doesn't take itself serious. And I think in days like today, there's so many serious things that are going on in the world that are negative, and you know, they're like, everyone's getting hurt, or this one's fighting this one, and there's cyberbullying, and it's just a lot of negativity out there. And you know, when Sharknado comes around once a year, movie is not taking itself serious. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be crazy. They made drinking games out of it. Every time, you know, someone gets eaten by a shark, they drink. I mean, people, it's become like the Super Bowl of movies for the summer times.
Nice.
So all my friends have these huge Sharknado parties, and so many fans come up to me and say, oh my God, we did this, and we have so much fun, and everyone gets dressed up, and the costumes, and, you know, so I think this is a first, like, celebration kind of party movie with it. And they have the best time to it.
That's
And
like
it's
your
so
first
I
much
love
fun.
it because they connect
Yeah.
your image with
I
also
love it,
fun
yeah.
and
I'm like,
party.
and I want to be something that's a part of making people feel good. That's awesome.
Well, speaking
But-
speaking of that, you were talking before about how, you know, on the break about how when you're having fun today, there's this just jury of people who want to judge you for it, and they want to go on social media and maybe bully you. And I know you're working on an anti-bully a story or a project.
Yeah, I have a movie right now coming out called Worthless, and it's all about that. It's all about bullying. But just the bullying, there's so many types of bullying.
Yeah.
You know, and you have cyberbullying.
Yeah, my
but
sister
then-
went through that cyberbullying.
Yeah,
It was
cyberbullying's
tough.
terrible. Then you have like bullying, just a bully with a little kid, but then you have parents bullying. Then you have, there's like sexuality bullying. There's so many levels of it.
And so
But
much of it's not talked about.
Yeah, and so much isn't talked about, and people are scared to talk about it. And the worst part is, what you don't realize, and what this is part of what the story is about, is when the bully becomes the bullier, which a lot of people don't realize what happens.
Wow.
Like,
That
one
happens
will
to
get, they get
social
so
media.
mad,
Yeah.
they become the bully. They get sick
lash
of bullied,
out.
they
Right.
lash out. When
Right.
they lash out, they try to teach a person a lesson. That person realizes what they did,
It's a
then they
s-
lash out, and then
man.
there's
Right.
people commit suicide. I mean, it's a cycle.
No,
It's
that's amazing.
contagious.
That's happening in society in large, where you're starting to see, you know, people who are actually looking for an excuse to be victimized, so that they in turn can be the bully of who
Right.
they perceive as the victimizer. But no, you know what I mean.
I know exactly.
We have,
I know what you mean.
we have a clip, by the way. Is it worth this?
Yes.
Yes. Check this out.
Can you leave me some money? I'm going over to Kendra's and we want to buy from the ice cream truck.
What did I tell you? No more ice cream. You're getting a belly already from eating all that crap at Kendra's. And I'm not raising a fat kid.
I'm not fat.
Oh my God, my jaw dropped. So you're this young lady's mother? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it starts off where she's a mother, and she's her whole family was like bullies and been raised like bullies. And then there's a flashback to 15 years later at a high school reunion, and all the karma that she's done comes back to her, and then she sees for the first time how what she did to people's lives, and then it comes back on her.
Wow.
And now she winds up getting the bullying, and this is how it goes, the cycle of bullying. It's just a really strong message, and it's something that I can relate to, and I think everyone can relate to. And I think, you know, it has to stop.
Given all that you've gone through with the press, do you ever turn the tables and say, now I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna bully you or I'm gonna retaliate against what you said?
I wish you could, but we don't have that much power. Trust me, I wish we could say just, I would love it, just leave me alone.
Right.
You know, or just show the other side. They
Right.
only show this one side of me. So everyone only just reads what they read.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
there's a whole other side to me that no one even knows about.
What
you
is
know?
that other side? I'm curious to know because, you know, we were talking about the partying
human
days.
beauty.
Just hear like the
Beautiful
girl.
person
I think it's just a
side.
girl that's sitting here telling you the truth.
Yeah.
Like you only just hear like there's like this raging animal, but like, you know, like there's a whole other thing. Like I'm human. I
Don't
have
mess
fun with
with
my
her.
friends, and you
What
know.
would people be surprised to know about you?
You know, I really love to, besides I do go out and have fun when I travel, but I
Right.
love staying home and watching like Netflix and going out to dinner and just chilling. Like
Right.
my favorite thing to wear is sweatpants.
Okay.
Like I have more tracksuits than you can possibly imagine. You
But
know?
nice ones, because I know Bruno has like these track pants, but they're like nice, and he wears them at the clubs, and he gets mad when anybody calls them sweatpants. What are they called?
They're just they're stretched, but people think they're gym pants, and I get so offended because I'm like, I can be comfortable and look good. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to like wear corduroys to go to a club. You know, it's just anyway.
I understand. I feel you. I feel you.
What do you? By the way, what do you think of his fashion sense? Have you noticed
I
that?
already complimented him on a sweatshirt.
Oh, thank
yeah,
you.
know. And
then he looks at the rest like,
Adidas is all the tracksuits I wear.
Yeah. But
what about the
Like
shoes?
that. The
shoes
shoes
are
I would
amazing.
rock with something else. I can make all these things work.
Too
I
much,
don't know if I'd
right?
wear them together
I
half
know.
it, but it works.
I'm taking over for you. The party days are coming.
Yeah,
up.
no, by the way, we want to take you to Burning Man. You're going to come with me and Bruno.
gosh.
We go to all the events.
I want to go.
Yeah.
I have a movie coming out about Burning Man,
Oh,
too.
really?
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
is it?
It's called Party Bus to Hell, I just finished. And it's on these kids they're on their way to Burning Man. And they get lost in the desert, and everything bad that you can possibly imagine goes crazy.
Do they ever make it to Burning Man?
They never get there.
Or maybe, because sometimes
But
Burning
it's
Man
like
can be pretty
that
scary.
crew, so
Okay.
it's about like on the way. It's kind of cool.
It sounds fun.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's
sure
really
it's
fun.
something that could happen in reality.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
it gets
especially in the
pretty
mindset.
crazy.
So
Yes,
everyone's in.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that drive is dark and yeah. That's
You know
amazing.
that.
And so, like, you know, you've been through a lot in your career, and like I said, you lived a lot publicly. And are you feeling like a lot of zen at this point in your life? Are you finding that? Are you meditating? Are you doing the whole new agey thing that gets you, or is that just like?
I feel like I feel probably the best I've ever felt in my life. You know, I'm living more in the now versus in the past and saying, well, I could have had this, or this should have been this, or this isn't fair. Like, I'm over it. Guess what? It didn't happen. It happened what happened. So I feel like now I'm living in the now, I'm looking for the future. I've surrounded myself with good people, where before I wasn't always with the best people.
And that's super
And
important.
it's really important. It's like, you know, there's a saying, you could show me your friends and I could tell you who you are. I kind of believe that.
We have that
you
in
know?
Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so I see a lot of that myself. I'm just growing up, you know, as you get older, you get wiser, and I'm at a good place right now.
Well, you're beautiful. You have piercing blue eyes. They're amazing to look at. And you know, one cool thing about you that you might not realize all the time is that you have this brand, and sometimes the brand seems like it's bigger than you, and you want to be like the human being. But you know, you're here to stay. You know, whether it's on Sharknado, American Pie Reunion 7, we're gonna be watching.